when a constitutional review committee, then they go na all the districts, all the chiefdoms, and then small told them. So, na Potoko, no lucky more, because they want hear you voice.
So me family, una go to the CRC meeting and tell the people and waiting una want to make the inside the new constitution for Salone.
This na body where government of Salone is self don't form for look inside the 1991 constitution. Thing and the way for bull, thing and the way for art. That make government feel say it's necessary for let them form this committee.
For know more about this committee, una call the CRC secretariat on their number 025 333 22 or 025.
Well, one for tona plenty I do. We don't come back with CRC Hour. We're in the Constitutional Review Committee. We did look at the 1991 Constitution and find ways they have for, put one or two things them where people then want for make their art day. My name is Cecil Nelson, and today so I get two people there with me at the studios who will come for talk on one very important side within inside the Constitution. I get with me at the studio Tambadine Kamara, when at the Secretary General, National Youth Coalition. Welcome to the program, yeah?
Yeah, thank you.
And also I get with me Lansana Darami, when at the Vice President, NUS, when a National Union Sierra Leone Students. Welcome to the program.
You're welcome and good morning, sir.
I want to tell me viewers and say, well, this program here, so we can try for engage on ourselves your opinion. We want to make you be part of this program by sending a text message to the number 079-183-157. The number where they send a text message to 079-183-157. We topic today now if the age we possible for team up for president for change. The one within the Constitution say the person for don't be 40 years, and also if the power of the president then for reduce them. Now then two things and now they can talk about today, and I get Tambadine Kamara and Lansana Darami where they can scatter and can tell we boku thing them how you see them, how you not see them, how you want them, and how you not want them. So ready for sending text message and be part of this program. But before we start this program, we all know say right now so Salone in a state of public health emergency, and Ebola they eat up this nation. It affects everything of society, and every day we they suffer. People and they lost their lives, people and they be quarantine, processes that they go beyond, and all of that. I want you for start Tamba, for tell me how this Ebola do affect especially the CRC.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Cecil Nelson. This Ebola is something we very, very new in this country. Ever since the history of Sierra Leone, we not been know anything like this kind sickness or this kind disease or this kind virus. And it also gets some negative impact on the country, social, economic, political, and even with cultural practices and tradition. It don't get some negative impact. And at the same time, we find out say homes them and even the communities them don't they become divided and separated due to this outbreak of Ebola. In summary, Ebola we never see any good thing in this country because it don't make it all lag behind. And for all lag behind, within the kind of time there also it's like now some 2-3 years impact it go down they create when we would talk about after this Ebola. And Fambulem, all we know say Ebola is real, Ebola did not Sierra Leone, Ebola still they kill people then. 2 years, there we go by waiting the expert then see the master sabi people then. Otherwise, this Ebola will continue for the day between the country, time without number. And we never want that. Especially with young ones where they come up now, we want to create a space for them. We then said we'll meet a healthy environment and we look towards prosperity.
Thank you very much, Tamba. Well, Lansana, you don't everything Tamba don't say. He say this Ebola don't take me 3 years back. What you want for add Panda one day as Ebola they eat up this country right now?
Yes, the cow brother Tamba don't say exactly, and then Ebola actually the cow we all experience system real. And then me, as I represent the Sierra Leone student, believe me, it don't affect me greatly. understand? And they continue for affect we. Yes. But on the whole, I like the position of the government because they try, understand? They try to target for see that yes, we eradicate this thing. And we see improvement, believe me. Wherever you go in the country, they see advertisement, the government effort and whatever this and that. So we, personally, like a student, we all come together, most don't come together, don't fight Ebola, this city, capital city, and we don't come out to sensitization together with the president, movies and whatever. So this the clarity we say, yes, it's in real. But again, and I hope so, I did receive a text messages that we are in the Ebola, the outbreak from Kailawa and whatever. I did see some massive improvement and the Kerema, the this and that. So which means at least we all are aware and the sensitization will go on, and we believe say yes, within government they tell we, within the expert they tell we, yes, if we go by it, at least to God we go save in this country, and we'll go post Ebola. I believe that massive development will come for in this country.
Okay, you're not the vice president, National Union Sierra Leone students.
Yes.
And students right now they're deeply and gravely affected by this Ebola.
Yeah.
You know, classes they know they take place.
Yeah.
You know that trend of education where every day you must learn something.
Yes.
You must go through assignments. You get exams, then for go through.
Yeah.
You they capacitate yourself every day. That they happen now. You know, waiting on our own position right now.
Well, this. The national something we are not the maker, we are just products of what they happen now. We are not the maker, and we did in line with the government and position and policies understand in the state of emergency, because the situation will be precarious. Then we take the risks. Understand the government want foresee we self-survival because the government need we as students. Yes, on the whole, I believe they always in the government is trying to do for we that for long we become safe and all get a healthy nation. So I think so we will be here. Understand? When the time we reach for all we go, the government will tell me say yes, the thing I think so will satisfy for all our open colleges and whatever. Also I think say they know better than us because we are students, and then they know, then they work with the international organization, international experts and everything. It doesn't mean that because we know Ebola they will now for open up. No, I don't think so. The government knows better than us. So and we did in line with them. Whatever they say, the Ministry of Education, I believe them. Understand? So they can come up with their own policies and say, okay, it is time now for us to open colleges and whatever. But for now, I think the government is positioned for save lives, and we students will make sure yes, when the atmosphere comes for open, we will open.
When I put any mechanism in place for make students then get syllabus or things that they can read, you know, in the private term as Ebola they right now, nobody know they come on and do go na classroom and stuff like that. You know, for they get themselves abreast with things that they will get for come across in the event as Ebola done so when they will start their classes back.
Well, for now, the government come out with strategy for teach like the beginning at school, or they go on radio, they talk what, then they teach. That one is a very good
anything there for the higher level. Like
okay, the higher level for now. Okay, plans are on the way, understand. But for now, as at now, we don't get anything like that. But we believe so. Get we curriculum, get we syllabus or whatever we call courses, what you for do and everything. Understand? We get them, and for now, like me as a final year student. We are talking of dissertation writing and whatever, but we don't submit to topics then. At least we head of department them, we engage them now every time now follow we say yes, we continue. But I feel say that the right step.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, Fumble and the program the way they watch now CRC Hour, we're in a constitutional review committee where they talk about the 1991 constitution, wisdom, how they can, you know, fix them up small, change 2-3 things and they, you know, and then they do them, you know, with own contribution, waiting the people they want na ingo happen. So we topic now today now. If the age we possible for team up for president, if them for change them, the 1991 constitution say 40 years and above, you know, and also the powers then with the president get if them for reduce them. So this morning Tambadine Kama, I want to start with you. You there on the side of the reduction, may they reduce the age from 30 canon to 35. Because you're a young man and you feel say boku young man and we want the opportunity we can do better than the older people then. So what's in a young position?
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Cecil. The position here is that the age for presidency for be reduced to 35 years. The reason being that we dey enjoy you adult suffrage in terms of participating in politics at age 18. When you're 18 years old, you don't get the right for vote. Right. We believe, say, the expert them, where they design the process legally for elections, consider and demand fit, say, at age 18, somebody don't in another position for able to think and decide well. Then, for parliamentary representation, the constitution stipulates, say, at age 21, you eligible for become a parliamentarian. You can vote and be voted for as a parliamentarian. Then, again, we look at 21 to going up to 40 or 45 years is such a distance gap, wherein we consider and say, if we can able to go into parliament with age 21, then we can able to aspire for presidency at age 35. So that's not the justification, because you just asked me, like I give you this as the justiciability, which make it legal. Okay. So that some of the legal aspect in that one day, we will be able to look at and say, yes, this naturally is good and it's fine for somebody with age 35 for become, or you qualify or you eligible for become a president in Sierra Leone. What's I going for add to this fact here? So Sierra Leone, we don't go through a lot. Things don't pass, don't get a civil war, don't get all kind of, political instabilities in this country. And many a times the young people, especially the youth, they cast the blame on them, say, now they're responsible for this, now they're responsible for that. Up to the end of the war, when we get the Truth and Reconciliation Commission in Sierra Leone in 2004, we get a whole section in that document. We make provision for young people to participate. In fact, he designed a quote-unquote productive youth build a better nation. You see, and in that package, we get what we call the political representation. We get up to 3 paragraphs then when you talk about the space for like young people to express themselves, let young people are able to participate into governance, let young people are able to get a 10%, at least 10% representation. We can get more than that, right? Then at the same time, we get creation of youth structures and up to the establishment of the National Youth Commission. So all these are vivid things where they happen at this country, we can justify, say, we need for review the age for presidency in this country. Instead of being 45, let me review them to 35 years.
Okay, instead of being 40, being down to
35 years.
Okay. Well, I think say somebody else there at the studio when I last another me, we don't hear everything you don't talk, and he gets something different where one can see. In fact, I think say you agree to that one they said. And last another, waiting na your own position, you don't hear you waiting Tambadin Kamado say. He say then for reduce, from 40 canon to 35. So youth man and young man and go get the opportunity for become president. Do you not think say that is a good idea?
Well, I think I'm not going to agree with me, brother Tamba, in terms of this youth age for the presidency. Okay. And I want to put them to clearly say yes. The office of the president is a special office, understand? Where it supersede all other offices in the land. Okay? Head of state and head of government is different. We talk about head of state, Sierra Leone in particular. So if we review the constitution, we go for make sure say yes, we won't make any mistake over it. To me, totally I don't agree for Brian Camp. The constitution say
why you not agree?
I don't agree because the constitution it is 40 years, okay? Yeah. We the youth in this country, when you attain this kind of position, that's all because somebody say acquire the knowledge, okay? We got more things we talk about in terms of leadership. Therefore, inspire the people towards your own parameters for become successful somebody in the country. The experience will be there. Understand? If there is no experience for become president of that country, believe me, you know, we'll fight for we. Understand? So me, as far as my own position concerned, is that the 40 years is okay, but for say for Brian Kano to 35 years, it's totally unacceptable to me. Because as at nowadays, so if I become student union president at the colleges, understand? Think the number of students that will become student president at the colleges. Think of their ages, understand? Most of them, they're not below 30, 35 safe. the least you can think of is 35 years when you talk about student union president. Understand? So if you don't become student union president at college at the age of 30, 35, what thing will qualify you for become president? You have to go through some certain crucibles in life, understand? And you get to know about the system, the structure, way for take govern the country. Look at the civil service. If I ask you now, young man from the college, you graduate, for let's tell me, what are the structures of the civil service? You cannot. The experience is not there. Yes. So for me, the experience. One point is that it's the experience. You forget it.
And you say experience.
And the experience is the physical contact with certain realities or facts about life.
Okay.
When they take you to that kind of position.
Okay.
So the office is sacred, and 35 years to me is, I mean, the experience will not be there. It's not there.
Okay, I see Atamba Adin Kama is
yes, really, because my brother they talk about the special, the office is special and the office is sacred.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
we also talk about experience.
Experience. You know, I go on for this. I go on for disassociate myself with that. In a normal situation in Sierra Leone, everything being equal, at age 18 you finish with the senior secondary school, right? If it's rosy for you in the academic arena, by going to 24 you get your honors. That's good. It's straight, right? Then you can able for no say this person is qualified in terms of qualification, right? You just need to get that experience and political experience. One thing around for being coming in a real sense. Why make we justify say young people? Now the greatest science that of all science, because now for just capture the political power and rule over mankind. We don't become a president, not mean saying that you want to rule the country. You get expert then. You get technocrats then.
Yeah, but if you also you get very key decision information.
You get
important.
You get very key decisions then for make and very, very much important.
We're born out of maturity.
Born out of maturity. That's why at the office of the president, the State House in particular, you can hear about the advisors to the president. You know, these are the people, these are the ones that are, you know, really galvanize, really even advise the president. The president not just come out there and speak and take decision at all times. They consult. A lot of things every person they do now on consultation, right? So the experience for somebody we don't go through the academic arena, going up to 30, 35 years, I think say it will acquire a lot. Even like a man now within the civil society, I can vouch and free for tell you say a lot has been done and I don't achieve a lot within the civil society spectrum. You know, in terms of leadership quality and the like, you know, because time to time, you don't undergo these trainings, they are there. Experts keep coming in. We attend sessions, we attend workshops, both local and international, and we achieve and acquire their educations there. So we they add, you know, substance and value for make we able for do the good way what they do for let the nation develop. It's all about nation building. Leadership is about nation building. So to become a president, 35 years, even within the political party, we will give that symbol, you must go through some scrutiny. The political party must belong to a political party. That is one good thing about the constitution.
Time you get for go through some time get for pass for make you go through that.
Yes. Time get for go through for make you go through that scrutiny.
But then it amount to the maturity.
Yeah, that get for amount to the maturity because why we say 35 year, 35 will be encouraging, and 35 again go if we don't get into the constitution, they prepare the young people there for they in a sober mind. They said don't know say at this age, mark you, it's not compulsory. We will see one time into the constitution.
Well, you know, Tambadin Kama and Lansana Dami before when I say something, you know, say they can put one parable, like we always say, that power is Sidon. You know, it is far past that young man waiting up like a claim self.
Yes.
You know, there's small parable and they I think say now for like brighten up eyes them we can understand say, you know, age in the African setting. Age in the African setting and maturity goes a long way in so many things. But I like you points away the carrots and I know say Darami, yes, one say something, but before you do, I want to make family and know say Yusuf can be part of this discussion when they go on. And not forget say CRC then get them public submission form, it come out to everybody where you will see most of them question they have for make yourself be part of this review process, you know. Fill in from there, then questionnaire, you go see and they, you know, what do you feel, you give you input, and the number where they send the text message to na 079-183-157 079-183-157. Dami,
yes sir,
what you want to say?
Yes, like I can say, my brother Tamba, like it takes the whole lot of Sierra Leone for convince me say yes for around 35 years for come to power. Understand? You measure about education, you measure about leadership. Understand? Leadership is all about how you inspire your people into your framework for them to get a success. Understand? And 35 years, check me. How can that person can, we need philosophical people. So people they think, understand, say yes, let's move the country to this direction. And we feel Sierra Leone, I'm talking about Sierra Leone, understand? Sierra Leone for long 35 years somebody, understand, for say yes, we will lead into a new framework for 6 years the country. We all get a success together, understand? And if it's impossible. And by the time you finish university, you get your education, yes, it count. Because by 35 years, you don't get your education, understand? But just like I asked you the first question, for them give me the organogram of the civil service, you cannot, as at now, understand? Yes, simply because you are young, understand? The experience is not there.
No, but not assume say you cannot.
Yes, from your view, but I don't go that far. I believe say
from a young man they can not able.
No, he's representing millions that are listening to him now what he's saying, understand? But for me, I rightly put that to say yes, 40 years as it is in the constitution, for we remain that kind of position, understand? After going through the crucibles of life or whatever, when you get 35 years, you come to university or whatever, you can put yourself in a position where you will know the people, understand? And by knowing the people, you don't know your country, understand? So you cannot just come there, rely on experts, understand? And you get for the in the midst of decision making and whatever, understand? For say I rely on what they tell me, no, it's unacceptable. So I think if you don't reach at the age of 40 years, you don't get the experience, the resilience, the tactics and whatever for around the country.
Tamba?
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Nelson. Like, you give me one fine parable, like that, say that pie and that young man. Let's say sit down with the sea. But at the same time, you go agree with me, say, we get the same also, we say the age of Methuselah has nothing to do with the wisdom of Solomon. Right. Then they back again, I can pose them on new parts because I'm here representing my age. I'm concerned about the young people here being represented. Of course, we don't make a breakthrough. Is a fact that even in the judiciary, we get young people in the judiciary. First, when maybe they car up way back, for like you see, a young man at that age for becoming a lawyer was like a taboo.
Yes,
now this country. But now you go to the judiciary, you go to the court there, you see young man there within the youth age bracket, they are delivering. You go to the parliament now, I know say the deputy speaker of parliament is a youth. I believe say maybe he don't go a little bit from the youth age bracket, but he is quite a young man.
Okay, you think a younger man, you know, 35 years, you think faster, go get the strength and energy better, then can work than they?
Definitely. He's really fit because he get the enthusiasm, the zeal is there. He's ready to take the nation from one stage to the other. Because you know say at age 35 within that bracket, 35 going there, he just get 10 years in favor. And if he rule, it happens say 35 come into presidency, 40, 45, you have to leave that office. You understand me, sir? Then he not get anything again for do with that. And if he believes they don't deliver, he's proud to be in the country, he no need for embezzle. And as a young man, if you attend them the corruption, and one thing I believe a young man capable for stamp out in this country. These are the things. And one thing again I'll agree with, young people within that age bracket, they are the agents of change, whether they like it or not. Young people are the agents of change. So if we give them the portmantle of responsibility, I believe say then go handle them with more respect, with more care, you know, and with more soberness. They have the zeal, they have the energy for take this country from one place to another. Unlike that man now is until no become 60, 70. If he rule in first time, he don't become 75 years. Failing in 80 years, maybe in 1-2 years we will get that power na the state house. I believe say we treat him with some amount of levity. Because you know say I'm an old man, I'm gone and it's over. We don't see anything in the area they happen in this country. So that is why we did try to get a clarion call for let the young people then, as we don't be agents of change, let we able to get this take here so into this review constitution. Mark you, the constitution not to rewrite and rewrite them again. It's about reviewing the constitution and the position of the young people then. We don't get over thousands of petitions from the young people then. We want like this year so be as their own take, as their own provision, as their own demand into the constitution. And if that be the case, I believe say we don't answer. to the demand of the young people.
Okay, thank you very much. Some text message they don't come inside, and I go on for it and to reverse them, make them the SSF, know what people and don't they think and how they don't respond. Somebody say those who go to health facilities early have better chances. This person they talk about Ebola or surviving. Any health center, when you notice sign, you say if you go to any health center where you notice sign and symptoms of Ebola, from Easy Boy at Abasa Town Road. We will not accept any extension of the office of the president. Also, 40 years should be the age limit to become president, from Tijan Cole. Another person, they say, let the 40 years for presidency stand. Reasons being maturity, experience, self-discretional decisions count, because elephant head not to Pekin load, from Isata na McKinney. Another one say Ghana, Kenya and South Africa are different countries from Sierra Leone. This time with the youth in Sierra Leone support a third time of presidency. 2 times is not enough to rule a state and develop a country, concerned citizen. Another texter here, they say, I want the age for presidency to be 45 years and it should be 3 times. I see people anyway, the last texter, they say, I think if you have all what it takes or requires, like you have first degree, it should be 35 years. We have some powerful youth that are better than 40 years, believe me. From China. Well, I don't hear me. Viewers themselves don't hear some of the text messages that we don't come inside, and I want for me to just respond to them quickly before we can go to a Vox Pop. Make we see we SLBC possibly go out and try to get the views of people.
Really, we appreciate all the texters then. That is good. Now then can't also find any they lead towards development, at least they create the space and everybody they will for participate. Right. We know the make them say it's gonna be compulsory. Say anybody want for stand for presidency for be 35 years. No, we don't miss the point here. We make the provision, this now space, we want for let them create the space. In as much as this now the golden opportunity we'll get for review the constitution. We get the last constitution in 1991. When some years back, we don't know who stand the opportunity to come back for Sierra Leoneans for get the other opportunity for review this constitution where they're in the process now. But if we don't get 35 years upwards, it's not compulsory. And you 35 years really within that bracket they want for contest, you must go some through the party must get in constitution and through some scrutiny.
Okay. Okay, you want to say something?
Yes, I want to say my brother talked plenty thing about something like age of Metisula, whatever, this and that. I'm talking about universal adult suffrage in this particular argument, okay? The age for become president, to me, I want to live under 40 years. Okay? Right? 3 things there about youth. Understand about youth, where we take cognizance of when you become president and then age then they 1, money they influence you. 2, woman they influence you. 3, the white color. These 3 things, 1 they miss you.
Okay, well thank you very much.
Yes.
We will continue with that talk. The one for go over quick to we Vox Pop we Sanke Bayogodu for we outside the streets of Freetown. It gets people and views them, and I want for me to sit down and watch waiting people and say, yeah. Well, we want to apologize for that one day. We seem for the get some technical problem with the network. Here we're not able to bring the Vox Pop, but we'll continue with the program.
Yes.
And say yes.
Right. Like how Isaac McKinney we say I like in contribution we make. He said the youth, but then we get the energy, we get the resilience, we get the tactics, we get the zeal. Understand? Okay, me I believe so when you become youth, and that time for fight and you work very hard for 60 years for shape the destiny of your country. Understand? So when you don't work hard, at the end of the day, understand, you will get the benefit out of it. But you don't go there at the age of 35, just from college or whatever, you think of going to the president, to the office of the president. This is out of my own experience. Why they talk so now? Just like the other man say, elephant head not a picking load, and indeed not a picking load, because Yanda, you know they go there, let's say for go enjoy. The country they give anything, everything where you want, understand? But for make sure say yes, the judgment the way they go into, understand, no affect people too much. And some certain things in Africa, some agreement or some judgment, decision the way they make, some signature the way they sign. Also only for this country, they affect other African heads of other African countries, right? They affect. So you can forget the maturity for go into all that kind of decision and the way they try to take. Not for just go home because you know you to get the youthful you in you. I feel say if you get that in the inside you, by the time that they for let you go let you do better thing for the country. Instead of thinking of going to the office of the president at the age of 35. Understand? Yes. We don't see examples. Other countries or even in Sierra Leone, somebody don't occupy the seat without even the age of 30. You go to Nigeria, understand? But these guys, that's so Jamande. Understand? But we are talking of democracy. Okay? Democracy. When we the people they decide say yes, who that for represent we.
Okay, Lanson, and at the same process this again where people themselves will get for like add pan this constitution here where they give you so and see how they can make them fine. So you outrightly you feel say younger person not able still do the job well one?
Just based on what I don't highlight. These three factors, money or woman or white collar or this and that, believe me.
But there's something they would call self-discipline.
Yes.
And if somebody self-discipline, at times you can say that particular individual they could be stand out.
Yes.
You know, everything in life you get for doing with moderation. You know, you not feel say at least you know Tamba Dean they talk say youth man say forget a chance. You not feel say at all. Then you get the slightest possibility for it happen, sir.
No. Yes. No. Other areas, there are certain plenty areas there within the state or within the government. You can occupy parliament, you can go to the judiciary, but the office of the president, which is sacred to me, like many other people out there, should not be handed over to me.
Okay, well, let's just cut it quick. The Vox Pop already now, I'm for me gonna watch this Vox Pop and see what other Sierra Leoneans and think about this topic what they talk about. So Anke Bayo being go out on the streets of Freetown and they may sort people and views out.
Melvin Tijanman Said, being a community activist in England and also being a journalist. And on the subject of the age of the presidency, I believe say young people need to get a chance. And 40, I believe say a middle age that. And if somebody young, the time they get the potential, they get the strength and agility, and that time they for serving country. And talking about the presidency, talking about somebody who will be active. This is somebody who move and move around, and somebody who move people around. So I strongly believe say inside the constitution, the age limit for the presidency it will be at least reduced to something like 35, so that young people we get the zeal, we get the seriousness and ambition, can go for it. And also in the area of the powers of the president, well, as a community activist and a journalist, I feel say the president gets too many powers, and my own concern at that. Would I go check the president in case the president make mistake? So me want to say to the Constitutional Review Committee, yes, the president forgets all supreme powers, but let there be some limitation. We are in a group of other people, if not possibly above the president, who gets forget their question when it falls short. Personally, I have my own candid opinion, and I want to tell SLBC and the Constitutional Review Committee, thank you, and also Salomon, no fet Ebola, because Ebola is ready for fet. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr.
The type for say this age when they put 40 years, I believe say wrong. You know, some man can big, I like now 40 years, they're not meaningful. Some man can be 35, they will do something well for the country. So the age than a one. So secondly, the constitution of the country, when they say president get all the right, everything for say, I believe say it's wrong. What make me say it's wrong? Because like you say one man sense, let it no two sense. When you get somebody that near you, when a big somebody near you with a good idea, fine. But secondly, thirdly, this constitution change what they want to make. I think say this hour is not necessary.
Well, then they ban the process.
Yes.
Yes.
And the process will then be I mean the things the process will then be not necessary because to my own view, right now I believe say 5 years for do for somebody. So that's me too, and that's my idea. You know, because if they change and say, okay, look, I want 2 years, another man, they can say, one make a 6 years. See how problem that happens. So it left original idea 5 years enough for everybody.
No second time.
No.
Alright. Thank you for
as is immature for the status of the country. The country over there, resources are not abundant. So people then in the strain. So for try to say somebody able to achieve within that 35 years of age is difficult. If not abroad, I believe say it's something very good. But within the country or for Africa, it is immature. That's why I don't recommend it for 35 years.
You
see, yeah.
How about the powers given to the president?
The powers given to the president for what?
Well, according to the 99 Constitution, say the president get power like when we did state of emergency. So the president get power for so because of one reason or the other. The president sign the number one man.
Well, absolutely, it is perfectly correct. When they say a figurehead, line for control subordinates them. Anything say it will be reaching everybody for work towards them, and I believe say it is perfect. And forget I'm the solely right for do everything because I am the figurehead, and our people in put at the place. I believe that is
Talk loud.
The review way say but the president's age will reduce to 35 years. When we are support that.
Why?
Are they in favor of that?
Why?
Because not of the age matter make a good decision. Even the young one they are going to make a better decision. The age there for say 40 years. May not stand.
How about the powers given to the president? The power we get
also back there for review, for reduce of power, not all, for the monitor.
Okay, we thank you for talking to me.
30 years of age or 35 years.
For some president,
yes.
Yeah, but we're 40.
You don't own small.
Very small.
Yes.
So you think
no, you're not a young boy, you're not a young girl.
Okay, as president.
Yeah.
So you think say that age they will find 35?
That 40 years they
go. Yeah. Okay. How about the power where the president gets now? Where the constitution will get back? Say president get power for pool, for boot, for sack, force in a prison, amnesty. They get power. They get that power. They back for say well off this person. Or no do this person this type of power. The president gets when the 1991 constitution give the president. You think say all that power they if you not forget or you think say then for reduce some. What do you think?
Well, now what's the God wants?
Well, we don't come back. That's not been the views of Sierra Leoneans them on this topic we will talk of. If the president in age for left 40 years or if we'll be reduced to 35. A quick one, as we not get much time again. I want you to just say a little bit. Lansana.
Yes, sir.
Just on which you don't.
Yes, like we say, we don't really the listeners them and I understand the people that will say we don't make a contribution is fine, and at least they can we contribute before, because by listening to so many views and whatever, like I can say, me I still get the position. So yes, the 40 years, okay, it's okay for that. We are okay for that, and then with 40 years, you don't get the maturity, the experience, and whatever the temerity for. Take the country.
Okay, but
yeah, we don't hear from people them out there. That's good now in position 35. They don't make the recommendation, and we as a youth serving agency, we talk to young people and for be sober this time, ready for participate, be accountable, non-discrimination, tolerance, get the human dignity and equal rights for the opportunity, and also get respect for the rule of law. 35 years is what to stand by. Wanting this review constitution, let the age of presidency be reduced to 35.
Okay, when I be waiting Tamba, Dinkama and Lansana, the Rami don't say concerning this topic we'll talk about. Well, the CRC committee gets public submission from the Wega for share to people them for make una self go add upon this kind of talk and make decision, you know, because the 1991 Constitution section 41 talks say nobody not for be qualified for election as president unless then the C can don't foresee it will attain the age of 40 years. When at that side now we talk about today in the program, one for tell thank you for all of that send in text message, one for ask for like always be around and be a part of a program like this. Until next week, we CRC will come back again. Mina Cesar Nelson saying thank you to me viewers them and me guests in the studio.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I know say you don't hear about Constitutional Review Committee. What do they call CRC?
The CRC na big committee where they pantap all the region, tribe, religion, and all the political party there.
This CRC, when a Constitutional Review Committee, then they go na all the districts, all the chiefdoms, and they small town them. So, na Potako, no lucky more, because they want hear you voice.
So me family, una go to the CRC meeting and tell the people and waiting una want to make the inside the new constitution for Salone.
This na body where government of Salone is safe don form for look inside the 1991 constitution. Tinendere for good, tinendere for hard. That make government feel say it's necessary for let them form this committee.
For no more about this committee, una call the CRC secretariat on their number 025-333-22 or 025-333-23. This message they come to you from SLBC and they get support from UNDP and CRC.
This change where they change the constitution. Not for one person, not for me no more, not for you no more, not for we all. So make sure say you talk, then hear you. Forget about the language where you talk. Any way you talk, you go listen and then go put her inside you.
Everything is changing, just like you said it would.
Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation (SLBC) announces its first creative writing contest.
The SLBC short